Hey guys, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andrew Siggers, and this time we're joined by Ash Paulson to discuss all the Smash Bros. Picks of the day from this past week. So let's get started. Alright, Ash, so today, this week has been a good week, especially today. But we are here to discuss the picks of the day. And that starts on Monday, which showcases the rule screen from Smash Bros. Wii U. Now, we've already given its whole own discussion because it basically confirmed several new stages, which was awesome. But is there anything else we didn't touch on then that you'd like to mention now, Ash?
Well, I would like to mention that we were very right about Woohoo Island. We nailed that one.
We totally nailed that one. A lot of people are skeptical of us. We nailed it.
Yep. Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think the only thing I had to mention back on Monday was that the items, the rule screen so far look very similar to the 3DS version. So I was a little concerned that the item switch menu might not include an item frequency slider, which we now know is not the case.
I kind of love the fact that it was like, didn't it get its own number in the...
It did, yeah, which is really cool.
I mean, it's almost like the 3DS version was made to, like, almost lacking some things, so we'd want them in the Wii U one, right?
Like designed as cannon fodder for the Wii U version.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. To kind of help push the Wii U version,
Yeah.
because Wii U's need to be sold.
But no, I'm so glad to see the item switches back. And I think I mentioned before, too, I'm glad that more rules is available from the get-go. Because it doesn't make sense to lock that away, because they're not that exciting in and of themselves.
No, they really aren't.
And I do like, too, that they gave each one of those rules its own little screen, which is what confirmed those stages. You know, this is another one of those touches that Sakurai loves to do, and the Wii U version seems to be full of them.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Tuesday, we get pictures of trophies from the Xenoblade series, and it looks like this picture was taken, pretty obviously in the photo studio mode, with this backdrop that just looks gorgeous, by the way. And that's really the thing to take away from this, is just how great these trophies and the backdrop look.
Yeah, I mean, it's really true, and from what I understand, the backdrop is actually from Xenoblade itself, so which is even cooler, which kind of tells me that there might be other backdrops from other games that we'll get to play around with, which I think is going to be really fun. But yeah, this is a cool picture. I know a lot of people were happy to see Ryan in the image because Ryan's like a fan favorite character from Xenoblade Chronicles. Mm-hmm. Really, the only other thing that stands out to me about this is the fact that Metalface, who appears as a boss in Gower Plain, you can obviously tell that his model was completely redone next to Melia and Ryan here, mm-hmm. who obviously look more like their original Wii character models.
Right.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it still looks great, and this actually is as robust as this photo studio seems to be from the pics of the day we've had showing it. I might have a lot of fun with this,
especially with the fact that you should be able to share these on Miiverse or whatnot. Because as you know, the fact that we forgot that there was a similar mode in Brawl kind of tells you all you need to know about it originally.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that great in Brawl, but it really does seem like it's been fleshed out a lot here, and considering that this backdrop is from Xenoblade, I'm really excited to see what other video game, franchise-related backdrops we're going to get.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some gorgeous backdrops, and I have a feeling you'll be able to create some very cool, if not funny, pictures in this mode.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on to Wednesday, we get another picture that we actually just recently discussed in our predictions piece for the Smash Bros. 50 Things event. And that is a picture of what appears to be a censored duck hunt on the screen with a zapper, someone holding a zapper shooting at it. Now the weird thing is that Sakurai at the time said this picture is from its Secret Characters Reveal video, which we took to mean it would appear in the Smash Bros. Stream event, which it didn't do. It wasn't there anywhere to be found, which was totally bizarre. So yeah.
It's just super weird. I mean, what a backwards way to reveal Duck Hunt, who we already know is in the game.
Right.
And this is something that we definitely got wrong. I mean, Sakurai trolled us hard here. We got the Bowser Jr. trailer, but Duck Hunt was nowhere to be seen, yet we have this screen cap. So, I don't know. Sakurai does things in strange and mysterious ways. I don't know why he would choose to reveal Duck Hunt in such a backwards way, given that we already know he's in the game, but okay. I'm looking forward to the trailer. As great as Bowser Jr.'s is, I'm sure this one's going to be awesome.
I mean, yeah, as I mentioned before, I expected it to happen maybe during that trailer, like where at the end the camera zooms out to show a TV, and you see the zapper pointing at it or whatnot. But you might hit on something originally with the fact that, in our predictions piece, that perhaps the reason this trailer wasn't shown before is the fact that maybe there's more to it. Maybe it will announce something that hasn't been shown off yet. And the fact that we now know Mewtwo will be a part of the game could mean that maybe there is still other stuff left to be shown off that they don't want to be out there yet. So what I'm trying to get at here is based on the fact that the guy is holding a zapper. Obviously, Captain N is going to be confirmed as a character in Smash Brothers Wii U.
Well, don't play coy. You say Captain N, but obviously we know it's you holding the Zapper.
That's true. That's true. So I just can't discuss that, man. Come on, we got to keep on the down low.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, moving on to Thursday. We get another look at the boxing ring from the Wii U version, which is kind of weird because it's already in the 3DS version, so what more can we know about it? Well, apparently there's still more to learn, because we can see the giant TV in the background will actually display the score in such a way that it resembles the Punch-Out arcade game, complete with character aliases specific to each character. I love this detail. I've always felt like this arena felt a little bit too generic. Even with the Punch-Out themed version, you can barely tell the difference. Mm-hmm. This kind of all ties it together. It's something the 3DS version was missing, and I really like what they're doing here.
Yeah, same here. This at first seems to be a kind of a boring picture until you realize just kind of how well the whole Punch-Out stage is coming together with this kind of final edition here. I love little things like each character having their own tagline. I already can tell you that one of the first things I'm going to want to do when I get the game is go through and use each character in the Punch-Out stage just to see what all their different taglines are.
That sounds like it's going to be an upcoming GameXplain compilation video.
It sounds like it. I really love stuff like that, and I think the scoreboard looks great. And I have to say, in general, based on what I remember playing of the Smash Wii U at like PAX and E3 and everything, Boxing Ring is one of the stages that you can see the most difference visually between the Wii U and the 3DS version. This is a really cool looking stage in the Wii U version. They're like, green laser lights going back and forth. It's just a lot livelier and more visually loud, I guess, than the 3DS version is.
Yeah.
So definitely, if you're kind of bored by the Boxing Ring stage in the 3DS version, don't write the Wii U version off, because it really is it looks almost completely different.
It totally does. I am with you there. I really do like everything about this screen. And I am also looking forward to what the other aliases or nicknames will be for the characters. Because here we can see Donkey Kong is the king of the jungle, whereas Samus is bounty hunter extraordinaire.
Yeah, and this is going to break your heart, but someone on NeoGAF, I can't remember who, but someone on NeoGAF had an amazing idea for Mario's tagline, what it should be, and that's the Great Gonzalez.
Oh, that would be good.
I know, it'll never happen. That's why it's going to break your heart, because it should happen and it never will.
Oh, God, that would be so good.
I know, it'd be perfect, right? Yeah. There should be a Glitz Pit stage.
Oh, dude, stop saying stuff like this.
I know. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and be like, GameXplain confirms Glitz Pit stage in Smash Brothers Wii U.
As Paulson of GameXplain said, they themselves confirmed.
That's probably, I probably got myself into deep water now.
All right, well, let's quickly move on to Friday then, where we get another look at what we found out today is the confirmation of 8-player Smash. And what is cool is, before we talk about 8-player Smash itself, which we already did to some extent earlier, or yesterday, I should say, is that, as you pointed out yourself, Ash, in this first picture, this is the original starting roster in Smash Bros. 64, which is a really neat detail. It's
a really cool little detail, and it really does kind of show you, it's kind of almost a bookend on this whole Smash Bros. Wii U hype, where we're about a month away from release, and it really does kind of show you how far Smash Bros. Has come since the original game, and now that we're kind of wrapping up, the development period for this newest game. It really, the original game had 12 characters, and these are the original 8, right. And now they're all in a match together.
Right, which it's something that's been unfathomable for the past 15 years.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird to think you can finally play with every one of those characters at the same time. There is just something really cool about that, and of course, that's not even to mention the huge visual upgrade they've gotten, especially Kirby.
Oh yeah, especially Kirby, and I love the composure of this shot too. Like, I love how they're all taunting, and the way Fox and Kirby are taunting, they're kind of they're facing opposite ways. It's one of my favorite, I think, picks of the day, really, of them all.
Yeah, it is a really good shot. So I guess, what do you think about 8-player mode in general? I know we talked about it before, but it's a pick of the day, and this has been a pretty short discussion so far. So yeah, what are your thoughts on having this be a mode now in this game?
God, I'm so super hyped for it. Right? Before the voice announcer files for the 3DS version leaked, this is not something that I ever would have even guessed was coming in the Wii U version.
So I think I may have mentioned, in a discussion, maybe that 5-player Smash could be a thing.
Right.
What with the gamepad, and that would have made sense. And speaking of which, I loved how they announced this mode today. Because they announced it as like 5-player Smash. I'm like, oh, awesome! But then at the same time, I'm like, it's not 8 players though.
Yeah, that's exactly the reaction I had too.
Right, then he kept on going. He's like 6 players, and he just jumped right to 8. I'm like, oh my god, yes.
Yeah, that was really cool because I was actually really surprised and a little disappointed. I'm like, wow, I really was legitimately expecting 8-player
Right.
Smash, and it's not happening. Like, I almost feel slighted here. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
But then we got it. And like you said, the way they reviewed it, going from 5 to 6 to 8 was really cool.
Yeah, great idea. Now, what do you think about having the larger stages? Specifically, in this case, in the second picture, we can see the big battlefield, which is very similar to the smaller one, but just larger. And it looks like they basically added basically pushed up the existing platforms, and added another layer of 3 beneath them.
I do kind of wish that it didn't have its own space on the stage selection screen. It seems kind of like a throwaway stage, like here's Battlefield and here's a bigger Battlefield. I kind of wish, like, when you chose Battlefield, it would automatically scale to the amount of players you have, or at least give you, maybe like in Mario Kart 8's character screen where you choose a Shy Guy and then it gives you a sub menu where you choose one of the different colors of Shy Guy. Mm-hmm. But it just seems kind of like, I don't know, it seems kind of cheap to have both versions of Battlefield, seeing as they are pretty much the same stage, taking up their own spot.
It is kind of funny how, clone characters were a big thing in Melee, and it seems like now Sakurai's figured out how to do clone stages between this and Woohoo Island.
Well, I'm calling it now. The first DLC stage pack's going to be Big Final Destination, Big Woohoo Island, and Big Wily Castle.
With an even bigger Yellow Devil.
Yeah, exactly. And then we're going to get one down the road that'll be Giant Battlefield. or Mini Battlefield.
There you go, that could be.
So, like, yeah, it is kind of a cheap way to fill out the roster, but it is only happening once, so...
Right.
I mean, obviously it's not up to me anyway, but, yeah, if it's only happening once, I can look the other way.
I mean, I agree, but, it's worth it to have this mode in the game. Like, it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, it would be nice if it were like a toggle, or if it automatically selected, as you mentioned. Yeah, well, do you have any final thoughts at all, Ash, about any of this?
Just to be quite honest, I'm actually surprised Big Final Destination isn't an actual stage, just because it seems like it would be a pattern that will be established. So maybe one of the unlockable stages will actually be Big Final Destination, which would be a huge letdown.
Yeah, that would be a shame if that is like one of the unlockables, right? Like, what if it's the last unlockable? It's like, oh my god, here we come, final big destination.
Well, that would be the kind of ultimate anti-hype final stage unlock. But the last character you get in Smash 3DS is Jigglypuff, and while I do love Jigglypuff, it's not exactly this oh my god new character.
That's true. That is a good point.
So it could always happen.
It could. Alright, well, I think that wraps it up for our discussion here, so thanks guys for watching. If you liked our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. It's a good way to keep updated on everything we post, and of course keep an eye on GameXplain.com for tons more on Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS very, very, very soon. Really soon!
Oh yeah.
And other things gaming as well. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.